A whole year has passed and a kitchen remodel, okay? But we meet again. Let's make seafood salad. I don't know exactly what I had last year. I do know Scungili is joining the party to make this a complete 7 fish. You wanted to make this as an appetizer for your Christmas Eve table. We're gonna be using shrimp, lobster. I have galama with the tentacles, not just the rings, also tentacles. Some octopus, scallops, mussels, and scungili. If you were here last year, still same old contraption, okay? You think a year later I would have updated the contraption? Why? It works. Why? Start by cleaning all your fish properly. So the shrimp, if you buy in tail off to vein clean shrimp, they're not cleaning both sides. They're only cleaning the back. They're not cleaning the belly of the shrimp. And there is that green, black shit in both sides, okay? Don't serve me no shrimps with those black lines. This is the galama, the tentacles and the rings. I'm just cleaning it up and cutting everything to the same size to make sure it all cooks at the same time rate in the poaching liquid. This was the octopus, and this all said it was already cleaned, but I am still going in there. There was like sand in the head. I turned the head inside out. I cleaned the shit out of all the fish. Okay, I can't help it. I skeeve. Now the lobster tails, I just cut it down the back and the center, and I take the meat right out because it cooks quicker without the shell. And again, you want everything to cook at the same time. This is the scungili I like to use. It's the La Monica brand. The other day, I shared my clam sauce recipe, and someone was trying to throw shade like, oh, I never use canned clams in my clam sauce. Okay, so because you don't, I can't. So round 2, I make this every year, and I like to make it before Christmas Eve so I can enjoy it. No, I am not saving this for Christmas Eve, okay? We're gonna be eating this for the week. This is like my meal prep, if you will. Last year I used wine, that's what I had in the house. This year I'm gonna use a beer. 2 jars of this clam juice, fresh lemon juice, mandarins, orange juice, whatever you got on hand, fresh garlic, fresh rosemary, some fresh basil, the top to our fennel, Old Bay. Gonna go in with some water. Let this come up to a simmer, and then we will start poaching our seafood one by one. Nice and bubbly. I let it, cook for like 15 minutes to bring all the essence out of everything. This is my contraption, okay? I take the strainer with the missing handle, dip it into your seasoned broth, and now you have a little flavorful pool where you can poach your seafood one at a time. It won't get lost. The mussels. The mussel's gonna need just as long as the scungili, so we're gonna put those together. Now, normally people wanna dip this into an ice bath, and I get it, but that's gonna take all the flavor off your fish. You're gonna put equal parts olive oil and white wine vinegar in here. I'm gonna start with about a half a cup each. Now, I am going to put the seafood in the olive oil and vinegar mixture to let it cool, so it could soak up that marinade while it's cooling. And I'm gonna just continuously put this bowl in the fridge, okay? Now, it sounds silly, what we're gonna do. A white wine vinegar. Now, I don't like to use balsamic here because I think it changes the color of the seafood salad. I like the seafood salad to stay nice and like clear, All right, I'm gonna take these out, put them in the olive oil and vinegar mixture. Next, I'm gonna go in with these little scallops. Those are gonna take about 2 or 3 minutes. I'll take those scallops out and put it in the olive oil and vinegar mixture. Let's do these lobster tails that I have. I have 4 lobster tails. I took the shells off, just the meat. I will cut this a little smaller later on. I'm gonna go in with my shrimp. Next up is the galama. I'm gonna add in our octopus, and this one is gonna take the longest. Now, if it was big, it would probably take like a half hour, 35. Cut them smaller, so I'm thinking it's gonna take like 15 to 20 minutes, but cook them until they're fork tender. Take out your octopus and put it in your bowl. Now here's our cooking liquid. Now last year I tossed this, but this year I know better. Adding to this, it's vegetable scraps that I use to prep this salad. It's the shells of the lobster, the shells of the shrimp. Boil this all together now for like 2-3 hours. Here we are, me, you, and our seafood. Fresh lemons that I sliced up pretty thin. When they sit in the vinegar, they like almost soften a little bit. Fresh fennel, red onion, celery, pitted castelvetrano olives. Last year I used a fresh bell pepper, and I think these sweet pepper strips will work really nicely. Add a little bit of sweetness to all the acid that's already in here. I add a jar of this, and I did drain it. I'm using the sweet ones here, but you could definitely go with the hot. Fresh parsley, fresh basil. I'm gonna microplane some garlic. I got like 3 cloves here. I'm gonna season with some salt, black pepper. The olive oil and the vinegar that I added before, it's basically all soaked up. So we're gonna go in and add some more. I have a ton of herbs in there, but I also have this herby olive oil. I'm gonna use this in my salad. I'm gonna add some more white wine vinegar. Let's mix it up and taste it and see what it needs. I'm gonna go in with a little lobster, of course. Perfectly cooked. I think it may need a little bit of salt, but I'm gonna let it sit because this has to marinate before you enjoy it anyway. And sometimes it'll bring out the salt of whatever's in there. So if you under-season it the first day, no problem, because you're not gonna be enjoying it till tomorrow anyway. I'm gonna get this into my Tupperware and pop it in the fridge. Now this can last in your fridge up until a week. You know, the vinegar, the olive oil, it basically like preserves it for a little bit. I wouldn't eat it more than that, in my opinion. And there you have it, a delicious seafood salad. I'll see you tomorrow and we'll enjoy it together. Thanks for watching, guys.